So a few days ago on my community tab, I told you guys to join my Discord and send me your Blocktails builds to rate them. And today, I will be doing that exact thing. Before we get into the video, I do have a Discord where we talk about games like Blocktails and where I sometimes show what videos I'm currently working on. So if you want to join it, the link to it will be in the description. Alright, so before I start reviewing them, here's what I'm going to be doing for when I rate them. I'm mostly going to be seeing if the builds themselves make sense, which will be a huge part in how I rate the builds entirely. Then I'm going to give my personal rating out of 10 of the build and then add some feedback or just comments about the build here and there. That's basically how I will be reviewing them in this video, and remember, if I don't give your build a high ranking, don't get all mad, but other than that, let's get into the builds. Alright, so the first build we're going into is Orin. Orin says this build is mostly focusing on damage and night, and here are his overall stats. He has 25 HP, 10 SP, and 24 BP. Here are his overall cards. He has 2 speed spins, a sound card, I Spy, Power Stab, Sword Toss, Power Rush, Safeguard, Happy HP, 2 Happy SPs, Night, Lucky Start, and Anti-Up. Now overall, I'd give this build, I would say about a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good build for damage, but it could be better because I question the Lucky Start because you have 25 HP and 10 SP, so I don't really see why you would need Lucky Start for the phase buff or the HP buff. The SP buff I get because you are a bit low on SP, and I want to get into that. I would say you should trade one of your HP upgrades for SP and another one of your HP upgrades for some BP so you can have some extra cards, or so you can stack something like another Happy SP. You are a bit low on SP, and the choice of Lucky Start I don't really see since you're tanky, which is why I'm giving you a 7 out of 10 overall. It's still a very good build, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's just like some of my nitpicks. The next build is by this username I do not know how to pronounce, but he mostly says that this build is mostly to heal and just to cover all aspects of like a good teammate, I guess. And his stats are 15 HP, 15 SP, and 30 BP. Here are his cards, and he has a lot of them, like 3 cures, 4 charge defense, 2 softeners, 1 resurrect, 1 feel fine, etc, etc. Now overall, I'd rate this build a 6 out of 10, and it's not bad, but I think it could use some improvements. First, let's start off with the cures. Most builds as of Demo 2 only have around like 15 to 20 HP if you're not going a tank or healer build, so I don't think using 3 cures is really that much needed, and I think 2 cures is cheaper and much better off. The resurrect is good, the 2 charges are nice, and the 4 charge defenses are questionable since it is kind of expensive, but it's okay. The 2 softeners are really good, the feel fine is really good, and the 3 happy SPs and SP plus and SP saver are amazing, especially for this build. But I do question the SP drain though. You're only going to be attacking like every once in a while with the 2 softeners, and since you have 2 of them stacked, you're going to be attacking even less. The point is, you're not really attacking much with this build except for every once in a while with softeners, so I don't see the need for SP drain. And you do have 15 SP, so you are kind of low on SP for stacking 3 cures and 4 charge defenses and 2 softeners. So I would maybe take away some a BP upgrade for more SP, and other than that, I think you're pretty good. The 4 charge defenses again are, like I said, questionable. I don't see why you need 4, especially since they're really expensive and you only have 15 SP. SP saver kinda sucks, but since you maxed your BP in this build, I'd say it's fine. Overall, a 6 out of 10. I think you could use those improvements, but I honestly think you can remove 2 of the charge defenses and remove 1 of the SP drains, and you could replace it with something like Minimize or Comatose or even Fireball, just for more like a support type or like a debuff type, since you are running Softener. And I would, if you do these changes, I would change the rating to like maybe a 8 to 9 out of 10. I still think there are a few improvements you need to make, but the build could be really good. It's okay right now, but I just think it can be better. So this next build is a build by Noir, and he says this build only really focuses on only ball cards and plus a feel fine cards. And for his stats, he has 20 HP, 15 SP, and 30 BP. He has Cannonball, Happy HP, 3 Happy SPs, HP plus, SP plus, Baller, and basically all of the ball cards. I would give this build a solid, I would say 7 out of 10. The feel fine is a little weird, but other than that, I think this build is really solid since it literally has like every single ball card in the game right now. And I would say this build is pretty good at debuffing enemies overall, and it can come in use almost in any situation against common enemies with line bounce, against sharp enemies with cannonball, against bosses with softener, fireball, damage over time, comatose, etc, etc. It's a pretty good build. There's nothing more than that. I would maybe get rid of the feel fine and maybe stack another fireball to double the fire damage. Or no, not damage, but like double the fire duration. But yeah, it's a pretty good build. This build is submitted by Fireball, and let's just say this build is very unique. They're level 11 and they have 45 HP with 15 SP and only 6 BP. And their cards are Feel Fine, Thorns, Sword Toss, Launcher, Power Stab, and Resurrect. Now, overall, I'd rate this build 3 out of 10. Because, first off, you have a lot of HP. That's not a bad thing. You're allowed to have a lot of HP. But if you're going to go a lot of HP, I would assume you just want to be a tank. So why not just use like 3 cures? Why not just use Happy HP or even Lucky Start? The Power Stab is very confusing to use, and as well as the Sword Toss. So I'm just like a little confused. The Thorns is a good start. The Feel Fine is okay, I guess. But overall, I would my advice would just be get to level 12, upgrade into 1 more BP, and there you just stack 3 cures, 1 resurrect, maybe HP plus or Happy HP, or even prayer, it would be okay. And it's just a very unique build, and those are my overall thoughts on it. It can be good, and this build could actually be very good if like a taunt card gets introduced or something, so you can just distract the enemy since you're just super tanky overall. This build is submitted by XenoZilla on Discord. Thank you for that comment, it's nice. And let's start with their stats. They have 30 HP, 20 SP, and 9 BP. Their cards are 1 Happy HP, 1 Feel Fine, 1 Resurrect, 1 Happy SP, and HP plus. I'm not gonna lie, just like the last build, I'm a little confused. Like, you have a bunch of SP and you have a bunch of HP, but not a lot of cards to utilize that. You are level 9, so I would upgrade more, and I would upgrade that into more BP. And then when you upgrade that BP, I would just invest in cures and thorns, basically. Maybe a lucky start or prayer, exactly like the last build. But overall, my rating on this build has to be like a 2 out of 10. I think this build could be good, and you could go in the right direction. But as of right now, the card choices for this very tanky build with a lot of SP are just very questionable. This build was submitted by Smudge, and they're basically saying this is a combat medic build meant to be played in parties. They have 20 HP, 20 SP, and 21 BP. Their cards are 2 cures, 1 resurrect, 1 feel fine, 2 HP drains, 1 sacrifice, 1 safeguard, 2 happy SPs, defender, and defend plus, as well as launcher and slingshot. Honestly, since this build is meant to be a combat medic, I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10. The only nitpicks I have with it is like, you have 20 HP, right? And you have 2 cures stacked. You're meant to be a medic part-time from combat, so why use the HP drains? They give you -1 defense, which is making you use defender and defend plus, I assume. And since you have 2 cures stacked, I don't really see the need for HP drains. I know you attack as well, but like, if you get low, I'd assume you just use the 2 stacked cures instead of relying on HP drains. Other than that, I think that's why I'm giving you like a 7 out of 10 and not like an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10. But it's still a very solid build. I just replaced the HP drains with something like maybe another happy SP. and you'd be good. It's still a solid build overall though. This build was sent by McPerson, and basically he says it's a versatile loadout and carried him a lot through the game. He has 25 HP, 20 SP, and 18 BP. He has Power Stab, Sword Toss, Power Rush, Safeguard, Happy HP, Happy SP, Knight, and Defend Plus. And honestly, I'm gonna give him... I'm gonna say an 8 out of 10. I feel like it could use some improvements, but it's still a very good build overall. Like, it's a very simple build, but very effective. He has Knight and Power Rush for damage increase, Defend Plus and Safeguard just to take less damage, Happy SP and Happy HP for when he occasionally takes damage or needs SP. There's not really much to explain here. I would maybe decrease one of the HP upgrades for another BP upgrade and get another Happy SP card. Other than that, it's a very solid build. There's nothing much to say, simple, straight to the point. The only recommendations are remove an HP upgrade for more BP and get another SP card. This next build was by Periodic, and basically, I'm not sure what this build is supposed to be. I think it's just like a challenge run build, but personally for this video, I'm just going to be rating the build in general, not including like the challenge. They have 10 HP, 20 SP, 21 BP, and their cards are 1 Resurrect, 2 Fireballs, 2 HP Drains, Power Rush, Happy SP, 5 Thorns, and SP Plus. I'd give this build a solid 4 out of 10. I'm like very confused with this build overall. Like, you have the 5 Thorns, which I'm gonna assume you want to like tank a little bit maybe, but then you also use the 2 HP drains to -2 defense your entire stats, as well as having 10 HP so you're not that tanky. So while yes, the Thorns will work, you're not gonna have like any HP by the time they actually come in use. The Resurrect I can get. The Power Rush, since you're 10 HP, I can kinda get, but the 2 Fireballs are pretty random. I'd maybe replace them with like 2 Cures maybe, or just HP Plus or something. I'm just very confused about this build overall. This build is made by Roblox, and basically the point of this build is to kill slowly, but you'll stay healthy / alive while doing so. He has 25 HP, 15 SP, and 21 BP. Now for the cards, he does say that not all cards are equipped in this picture, so you're gonna have 7 BP left, but the cards he has equipped currently in the picture are 2 HP Drains, 2 SP Drains, Defender, Defend Plus, Happy SP, Rocket Launcher, and Slingshot. Now overall, I'm gonna give this build a 7 out of 10. I think it's really good for staying alive like it's meant to do, but you didn't equip all the cards you could in this picture, so I can't really give it like a full rating because the full potential of this specific build hasn't been reached. I definitely add, like, since you're already at -3 attack, I would add some cures, maybe a Resurrect, maybe a Safeguard, or if you want to just play it attacking constantly, I just add as many Thorns as you can. That'd make the build like pretty good for tanking while attacking slowly but surely. So overall, 7 out of 10. I think it can improve, but since he didn't put all the cards he could on in this picture, it's gonna stay at a 7 out of 10 for now. And now finally, last but not least, we're reviewing Escaped Convict's build. He says it's like a tanky DPS type of build, and so he has 30 HP, 25 SP, and 18 BP, and the cards he have are Launcher, Power Stab, Happy HP, 2 Happy SPs, HP Plus, SP Plus, and Defend Plus. I'll give this build a 6 out of 10. It's not bad at all. The Launcher is good to increase the damage of Power Stab since Launcher weakens enemies' defenses. The thing is though, I'd probably replace SP Plus with another Happy SP, because since you have 25 SP and the only move you're gonna really use that costs SP is Power Stab, I think using Happy SP would be more beneficial than SP Plus. There's not much to say about it, as it's again another simple build, simple yet effective, and other than the improvements I suggested, that's it. Now that's it for rating all your guys' builds. If you guys like this video, I might do a part 2, so tell me in the comments if you like it. And before I end the video, I'm gonna clarify some of my ratings. The reason why I didn't give any 10 out of 10 ratings is simply because I just don't feel like that's possible in the game currently, as far as Demo 2. I feel like in order to have the perfect type of build, you need at least 20 HP, 15 to 20 SP, and 30 BP, which you cannot obtain currently as far as Demo 2. Now, the reason why I didn't give any 9 out of 10 ratings is I feel like it's possible, but it has to be like very, very, very good, like the best of the best. No offense to any of the people who put their builds in, but I just feel like their builds wasn't close to that, you know? There was 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10s, and those were like the most common, I'd say, which is still pretty good. I'm just saying like 9 and 10 ratings are like very rare in my opinion. Anyways, thank you for making it to the end of the video, and see ya.